Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Yeah, got them out here. It's about 10 o'clock, maybe close to 90 degrees. I'll post the weather. So I got some corn too. There's a field growing corn, so I went ahead and grabbed me a couple of ears. I don't know how good it is. I think they may be wanting it to dry out for some feed corn or some crack corn. I looked at it. Some of it looks pretty healthy. But anyhow, we'll see when I get home. If not, I'll just feed it to my chickens. They'll peck the frickin' cobs dry. So I've been doing this battle tour this past weekend to Goliad, and it's kind of made me think about, so Mexico, Santa Anna called him the Napoleon of the West, and he, when he was caught by Sam Houston, Fannin was the bad general that I was talking about. All right, so he was kind of worthless. He was just he didn't really think about it. But Santa Anna referred to himself as the Napoleon of the West, and he was under the Spanish crown until they revolted against Spain. So essentially, they were all like Spanish trained soldiers, which at the time Spain was a world power, and so anyone that trained under them used their tactics. Well, and then I mentioned how like the Romans were like this immense world power, and and they borrowed styles from the Macedonians and stuff like that, and about the cataphract where they build the shield, that was their deal. They built the shields around them like a tortoise shell and would go and stab people, and then once they were injured, they would go in there and stab them with a sword or something. But they had two different types of spears that they employed, and the warfare was just very effective, right? I think for almost 300 years, I think. So, and then, it wasn't until they suffered their first major loss. The general, I don't know if they call him a general or whatever. He didn't have a very good record to begin with. And so he fought the Parthians at Carthage. And what was unique about the Parthians is what they called them. I'm not sure. This technique they called the Parthian shot. But they employed the cataphracts as well. But instead of having conventional, maybe only conventional archers, they had horse archers. And that way, the archers could take a shot and, and stay mobile without getting in range of those cataphracts. Those guys, they wore greaves. They only armored their shins, and their chest, and they had helmets, okay? And they could run pretty hard. And if the Parthians, maybe it was the Parthians. There you go. From Carthage, they did this horse archery stuff, and they learned how to shoot off horseback And most importantly, they could shoot running away. And all right, y'all stop. So I think the dogs see a deer in there. So I got a video of that. And so when the Parthian cataphracts would go in and fight the opposition, the Romans, they would become more exposed to arrows. And these Romans would be taking one or two more pokes from a sharpened instrument than they would just be a cut, you know? So, oh my God, these dogs. Y'all stop. All right, I'll show you that. Hold on.
Their horse archers were one of the main reasons the Spanish never conquered North America. The same Spanish conquistadors who had defeated nation after nation had no chance against these fast-shooting warriors. They kept the Spanish and Americans at bay until the second half of the 19th century, where the development of the six-shooter pistol allowed the legendary Texas Rangers to come close to matching their shooting speed. In fact, the revolver, as the six-shooter was called, was developed because of these legendary horse archers. Lars was arguably the first modern archer who discovered, or rediscovered actually, a way to shoot 3 arrows in 1.5 seconds, a way using just one movement instead of several. No modern system of archery allows for the speed and accuracy we know the Comanches had while simultaneously obeying the two premises of arrows in the bow hand and shooting left around the bow. So what did Lars do? To start out with, he teamed up with Dave Mead, who's half Native American and shares his passion for archery history. Dave did some tests of his own using Lars's theories and came to similar conclusions. Conclusions matched by the word of author and teacher Eric Smith and notes taken by his grandfather.
At a distance of 300 feet, a Comanche could hit you with an arrow if you stood still. But since you could see the arrow coming, you had time to get out of the way. The only catch, you had to watch for the other 3 or 4 arrows that would be following the first. And what my great-great-grandfather is saying there is that a Comanche warrior, by the time he shot 1 arrow, he could have 3 or 4 more in the air before that first arrow hit. I myself have not been able to replicate that, but as you will see in this video, Lars, being a master archer, has practiced and will show you that this can be done.
So the reason I bring this up, okay, is that currently right now, if you tell someone, well, we're at war, they're like, where's the bombs? Well, that's the thing. They're using that piece of information against you to lower your expectations of what the war is, right? So that's a piece of info that's being used against you to make you apprehensive as maybe a U.S. citizen to say, hey, we're at war, right? And what the heck? So, you know, right now it's not a war of munitions. It's a war of technology. It's a war of economics. Let's buy everything up instead of blowing everything up, because it's not worth anything to us blown up. It'll take us years to rebuild. And that's where they're at right now. So, this evolution of the war, there's not even a sharpened stick being used. There might be some, some precision shots done here and there. There might be some armed guards. There might be some bombs that are strategically placed. But for the most part, it's an information war. I just saw, poor Scott. I just saw my first snake. I think it was a garter snake. Well, it was small. Big old round eyes, so it wasn't a pit viper. But it was real small, maybe 2 feet long. But I tried to get a video of it, but it kind of scurried off. All right, y'all take care. All right, so I'm almost done here. And please like, subscribe, comment below if you like what I'm bringing. And I have other channels, and I'll post them somewhere. All right, y'all have a good day.